Carolina. WNOS 1450 AM and W272EK 102.3 FM. Licensed to New Bern, North Carolina.
I'm Dr. Kyle Harner from Carolina Arthritis Center. Are joint pain and stiffness holding you back? At Carolina Arthritis Center in Greenville, we're here to help you move forward. Our board-certified rheumatologists and trained nurse practitioners specialize in diagnosing and treating inflammatory arthritis, lupus, osteoporosis, and other autoimmune conditions. With on-site lab testing, digital x-rays, bone density scans, and infusion therapy, we provide comprehensive care all under one roof. Since 2001, we've been committed to personalized, compassionate care for patients across eastern North Carolina. Take the first step towards better health today. Call Carolina Arthritis Center at 252-321-8474, 252-321-8474, or visit carolina-arthritis.com. Carolina Arthritis Center, where your journey to health begins.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, and welcome to another incredible episode of your favorite weekend show. Yes, this is Pitt Perspectives on Awesome Radio Network, 107.5 FM and 1570 AM WECU. And shout out to everyone listening to us on 102.3 FM and 1450 AM WNOS out in New Bern and surrounding areas. Yes, it's your favorite weekend show, Pitt Perspectives, the show where we share stories, celebrate culture, and inspire community from right here in Eastern North Carolina. And as always, I'm your friend, your favorite voice on the mic, the man with the juice, the man with the sauce, the man, the McCall, Victor Ihuka. And as always, I'm with my guys, my goons, my oremis, my amigos, AY and Patrick. What's up, fellas? How you guys been? Oh, wow, that's deep. That is.
Hello,
deep.
everyone. Good morning. Welcome to Pitt Perspectives. And I'm so excited to be here this morning. I'm so glad to be here, as you can hear from my voice. And this is your favorite Saturday morning show, Pitt Perspectives, and it's going to be an amazing show today. Hopefully, nobody beats anybody. I was just kidding. But yeah, it's going to be a wonderful show today, and we're happy that you're able to join us this wonderful Saturday morning. So you can extend this invitation to all your friends, your neighbors, your family members, and everyone around you. Tell them that your favorite Saturday morning crew is live on radio. Patrick.
Yeah. Good morning. This is Patrick once again on the 1, the 2, the 3, the awesome radio. How we doing, fellas? It's an amazing Saturday morning. Okay. It's an amazing Saturday morning. The sun is out. The weather's beautiful. Well, it's about to get really hot, but the weather's beautiful. You can wear your shorts, go out, go for a walk, relax.
Yeah, someone is saying in the chat, the man with the what? Sauce. Yes, the man with the sauce.
Nah,
yes.
Man with not
the man with the sauce.
No, he calls himself the man that I call Victor.
Yeah, the man with the juice, the man with the sauce. Yes.
Which juice? Orange juice.
Holy Ghost juice. Man of God juice. Yes, amazing stuff. But how's yours week been, guys?
My brother. That's Patrick.
How's you guys' week been?
This week wasn't too busy.
I imagine that's good news, though. Right?
Let's see what happened this week, Jay.
Okay,
Just work.
Yeah,
the weekend, the semester is rounding up.
Yeah,
too.
and I had a paper to submit on Thursday, bro. From Monday to Thursday was, in fact, don't worry, you should talk about it.
And in case you don't notice, Patrick has a new hairstyle.
No, they didn't notice.
So he's glowing.
They didn't notice. Nobody's glowing anything. It's a regular thing. You feel me?
Does your parents know though?
Mm-hmm, of course they no.
Oh, okay.
My dad doesn't, but my mom does. So it's a young thing. It's a
Gen Z thing. Yeah, amazing, man, to be out here too.
Yeah.
And I'm excited too. It's getting hotter. The weather is getting hot.
Yes.
We're looking forward to.
I don't know. I'm not looking forward to 100.
Yeah, Greenville United actually has a tryout today. So If you think you have what it takes, come out to JP2, John Paul II Catholic High School, Greenville United Football Club will be having their open tryout from 2 p.m. to 4. If you have what it takes, come out, I know AY used to be a nice player back in the day, but
I'm still a nice player.
the things of life have...
They play.
Oh, man. Patrick too, they try sometimes.
Which one is
though
they
he's
try?
better
I
like...
scored 3 goals this past season. That should be respected. 3 goals. 3 goals. Do you guys know what it means to score 2 goals in one match and 1 in another match?
Wow. You're the highest goal scorer on our team,
I wasn't. No, I wasn't.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Who
Winton
was?
scored 3 our first
Who?
game, and he scored 1 in the last one.
Who?
Winton.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
And he's not even bragging half as much as you are. With
Who's
your
bragging?
3
Nobody's
goals.
bragging. I'm only saying that because you're bringing comments, half-handed comments. I was just going against that. I had to remind the people what it is.
All right, guys, it's been an amazing time so far. We're excited today, too, because we have a lot of amazing things in stock for you.
Yes.
It's still Pitt Perspectives on Awesome Radio Network, and this is still, your 3 favorite people on the show will be back right after the break. Boom.
I'm Dr. Kyle Harner from Carolina Arthritis Center. Living with arthritis or joint pain doesn't have to limit your life. At Carolina Arthritis Center in Greenville, we're Eastern North Carolina's only private, single-specialty rheumatology clinic dedicated exclusively to your joint health. Our experienced team offers comprehensive care all under one roof, from consultations and joint injections to on-site laboratory, x-ray, bone density testing, and our specialized infusion suite. No more running around to multiple locations for your arthritis evaluation. When you need expert rheumatology care, choose the specialist who focus solely on conditions like yours every single day. Carolina Arthritis Center, where your mobility and comfort are our main priority. Call 252-321-8474 or visit carolina-arthritis.com to schedule your consultation today. Again, that number is 252-321-8474. Carolina Arthritis Center, where your journey to health begins.
Thank you for listening to the Awesome Radio Network from whatever means you're listening. We're on the call sign of WECU 1570 AM and 107.5 FM, Greenville, Winterville, the Pitt County area, and parts of Kinston. On WNOS at 1450 AM and 102.3 FM, New Bern, Bayboro, Havelock, Pollocksville. On WBISLP 106.9 FM, our Hispanic Christian radio. On WYLT 100.3 FM, Rocky Mount, Nash, Edgecombe County. Don't forget, we are worldwide and global at awesomeradionetwork.org. Do you have something to say? A message for the masses? Reach us at 252-756-3137. That's 252-756-3137. We are Awesome Radio Network, where God gets the glory.
Yes, welcome back. Yes, I see you in the chat. Amotayo, hello people. Amotayo from Aba. Howdy people. Yes, you're doing amazing. We are doing great. Yes, it's time for our top community news recap, proudly presented by Carolina Arthritis Center, where your journey to health begins. Yes, what do we have, guys?
Yes, for our first news this morning, I have parents speak out against possible teacher cuts in Pitt County schools.
Yes, parents in Pitt County are speaking out after learning that nearly 70 teaching positions could be lost due to reduced state funding. At a recent school board meeting, many shared concerns about how this could affect students, classrooms, and teacher recruitment. Some parents say their children are already worried about losing their favorite teachers. School leaders say the cuts will happen through attrition, meaning positions would be replaced as people leave. Board members explained that the issue is tied to state funding challenges, not poor planning. While they asked for patience, some members suggested cutting certain programs instead of staff to protect classroom learning.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah, we also have ECU students celebrate 10 years of Pirates versus Cancer impact.
Yes, students at East Carolina University celebrated 10 years of the Pirates vs. Cancer initiative, raising money and awareness for children battling cancer. The event featured activities like hair donations, games, and family fun, bringing together students and community for a meaningful cause. Since 2017, the group has raised over $176,000 for pediatric cancer patients and is close to reaching $200,000. Organizers say the event not only supports families but also raises awareness in underserved communities across eastern North Carolina. Yes, moving on.
Yes, City backs new affordable housing projects in Greenville despite traffic.
Yes, a Greenville developer says affordable housing projects cannot wait for road improvements. Dustin Mills of Taft Mills Group told city leaders that the demand for affordable housing is growing faster than supply, and delays could make the situation worse. Even though traffic is a concern across the city, he said projects already take years to complete. So waiting on roads upgrades is not an option. The Greenville City Council approved $500,000 to support Farrington Trace Phase 2, an 84-unit affordable housing development for low to moderate income families. Rent is expected to range from $525 to $1,100. If funding is secured, construction could begin in 2027, with the project opening in 2029. Yes, and in our final news for the day, guys.
Yes, now final news. School nurses push to save jobs amid student rising health needs.
Yes, school nurses in Pitt County are asking leaders to protect 3 nursing positions that may be cut due to expiring grant funding. They say losing these roles would put student health and safety at risk, especially as the number of student health needs continue to grow. Nurses shared that student visits, counseling sessions, and medication needs have all increased sharply in recent years. They also handle complex medical care and help prevent unnecessary emergency calls. Leaders are expected to review a $350,000 funding request soon as budget discussion continue. Yes, guys, that's all we have for you today on our top community news recap, proudly presented by Carolina Arthritis Center, where your journey to health begins. Shout out to Carolina Arthritis Center for always supporting, for the love and the support. We appreciate you. Yes, and we have some really great news today to share. But first of all, let's get into the chat. Yes, Omotayo says, hello people, Omotayo from Aba. Howdy people. Yes, we're doing great. And Patrick has a new hair. Yes. Zara's Empire is here. Zara, I remember you. You're the one that said I always use big English. I can't forget that. Yes. Duru Precious, I love how great this program is anchored. Yes, we love you back, right back. Opas Feder says, man, this hairstyle reminds me of when I tried to be Gen Z in secondary school. Oh, yes. Interesting. Yes, I'm glad you noticed the hair. Uchenje says, Uchenje here again. Can't wait to hear different perspectives today. Olama here. Yes, we see you. And today we have, something really interesting and exciting. Because today, for the first time, our Community Voices section is presented by drum roll. Adaptive Vital Care Solution. Come on, one time for adaptive. Yes. Adaptive Vital Care Solutions is a new home care health care agency, that's launched, adaptive care wherever you need it. So whether you have an old parent or an old uncle or someone who just got discharged from the hospital and you need care, companionship, you need help with running some errands, or even just a companion to sit there and have conversations with them, adaptive got you. So as we move along, you'll be hearing a lot about adaptive, care that adapts wherever you are. Yes, it's amazing. I see you. Hello, everyone. It's Esther here from Abba Storytelling Hangout. Yes. So this week on Pit Perspectives on our Community Voices session presented by Adaptive Vital Care Solutions. Yes, we're diving into something that shapes how we live, what we chase, and what really matters at the end of the day. So today we are asking, what defines a good life? Yes, what truly defines a good life? You know, for some, it's success and financial security. We were having some of that conversation before we went live. And for others, it's family, it's peace, purpose, or simply feeling fulfilled. Everyone has a different picture of what a good life looks like. And those choices shape the paths we take. So today we are asking questions, two questions. Would you prioritize success, happiness, or stability? Would you prioritize success, happiness, or stability? And do you think people focus too much on achievement instead of fulfillment? So, two questions. Would you prioritize success, happiness, or stability? And then the second one, do you think people focus too much on achievement instead of fulfillment? Remember, we are asking what really defines a good life. Yes, and our calling numbers are still 252-756-2008, 252-756-2008. And as always, you can drop your comments, your questions, your perspectives on the chat across every social media. We're on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, everywhere you get your stream. Yes, how best to start here? I see you, James Brooks Studios. We love what you're doing over there. Yes, we love having you all too, man. We love having you all too. Yes, but getting to the question of the day, guys. How about we start when you talk about what defines a good life? For some, it's a lot of different things. But how about we start with someone who is really living the good life? Because having a new hairstyle is a big deal. That's a sign of a good life. So yes, or how about that's okay.
Oh my God.
Yes. Let's start with the
First off, I want to say I see all the bullets and strays and everything that you guys are sending towards me. It's okay. God.
But it looks good though.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah,
good.
God gives his toughest battles to his toughest soldiers. So I guess.
Even when they support you, now don't even give up.
No, it's an actual phrase.
Yeah,
that
it is. But you are not God.
Yeah.
You are not
Just
a toughest soldier or anything. That's the
God
point.
gives his strongest battles to his strongest soldiers, and don't worry, we are here for it. I would say, life is different. Life looks different for different people.
Hold on. Zara's Empire said you guys are bullying the Gen Z.
Who is you guys?
You
Say,
see,
please, let's know
Zara's
what I'm
Empire,
doing. It's Victor that is bullying Patrick. Please, they have
No
names.
worry.
Please
I'm just
be
here.
careful on that one.
Sarah's
too.
Empire, it's okay.
They don't know this guy. You don't know this guy.
No. I'm just saying that it's okay. It's a regular thing. It's not bullying. It's
It's Victor that is bullying you now, isn't it?
Not even bully. This guy when they bully me every time.
Who they bully you?
Who bullies? Nobody bullies you. Yeah. Anyways, let's answer the question.
All right. Yes.
I would like to say that we have 20 seconds on the clock, and so I think I'm going to be cut short, but we'll take it back after the break.
Yes. So the first question, would you prioritize success, happiness, or stability? We're still live on Awesome Radio. Please don't touch that dial. It's still Pit Perspectives. We'll be back right after the break. Boom.
Yeah.
It starts with something small: a missed meal, a forgotten medication, a moment where you realize your loved one shouldn't be alone. And suddenly you're asking, how do I keep them safe without taking them out of the place they love most? At Adaptive Vital Care Solutions, we help families answer that question every day. With compassionate, personalized in-home care, we support your loved one with companionship, personal care, meal preparation, and the everyday help that brings peace of mind. Because home isn't just a place, it's where dignity, comfort, and independence live. Reach out to Adaptive Vital Care Solutions for your free consultation. 252-762-1633. Again, that's 252-762-1633. Or visit adaptivevitalcare.com. Adaptive Vital Care Solutions. Care that adapts to life wherever you are.
Awesome radio, yes, awesome, awesome, can you hear it? Awesome, awesome radio.
Yes, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. In case you're just joining us, you're tuned into the best radio show, the best show east of North Carolina. This is Pitt Perspectives on Awesome Radio. Yes, the show where we share stories, celebrate culture, and inspire community from right here in Greenville, North Carolina, to the rest of the world. And as always, it's me, your friend, the man with the voice, the man with the sauce, the man with the juice, the man they might call Victor Ihuka, and I have my goons AY and Patrick Mbaya Lufuluabo.
Okay.
Yes. We have some blessings in the chat. Hello guys, I'm Blessing by name. Came from the Abba Storytelling Hangout Club. I'm excited to join. Yes, we're excited to see you, Blessing Wakama. Yes, before we went on that break, we were just introducing our Community Voices section, proudly presented by Adaptive Vital Care Solutions. Yes, care that adapts to life wherever you are. How about that? Yes, we're talking about the good life. What truly defines a good life? And we have two questions today. Would you prioritize success, happiness, or stability? Or do you think people focus too much on achievement instead of fulfillment? Yes, we'd like to hear from you. Our calling numbers are still 252-756-2008. And you can drop your comments across social media. And just before we went on that break, we had our resident Gen Z, the man with the new hairstyle, Mr. Patrick Mbaya, sharing with us what truly defines a good life. Would you prioritize success, happiness, or stability, Mr. Patrick?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm on your case today. You got carried away.
I'm perplexed, you know.
Yeah.
Or as Victor
See, you're
would say,
using big
wait,
English.
I'm about to say it.
Yeah.
I think Victor would like this one. I'm discombobulated.
This guy. The man with the sauce, Zara's Empire. Yes, bring the yam next time.
Yes. I would say that what constitutes a good life for me personally is having peace of mind. So I feel like, you know, in life, or at least the life that I've lived,
Which is not too long, but yeah, go ahead.
which is a long time, 23 years. It's you know, it's having a lot of things to think about ages you. Like, it makes you
That's
like,
true though.
yeah, like, you know, a lot of stress can be, well, a little bit of stress is not too bad for you, but a lot of stress is bad for you,
Right.
health wise.
Right.
And so, you know, having like peace of mind, having things figured out, you know, living a comfortable life, whatever's comfortable to you.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
That's
Go ahead.
whatever's comfortable to you, and having peace of mind. I think that's what constitutes a good life.
I think that's close to what Omotayo in the chat says. Omotayo says, nothing beats my happiness. I have quit jobs because I don't get the satisfaction I need.
Yeah.
That's great. That's a great sentiment, but I think it's also a luxury of sorts, because if you have to work a job to survive, you know, just like here where, you know, a lot of people are trying to survive paycheck to paycheck, sometimes it might not be reasonable to quit a job that's paying you, because if you leave it, you know, it's difficult sometimes to land a new job.
The employment
But yes,
processes.
yeah, all of those
is a
things
mess.
too. You know, but yeah, you
10
talked.
rounds just to not be employed.
Yes, it's you talked about peace of mind, and peace of mind is something people have, or people talk about a lot. But what's even peace of mind to begin? What does peace of
I
mind
think
look like?
AOI will be the
Yeah,
best to answer
You
this
know, like,
question.
what does peace of mind look like? You know, it's one of those words, you know, people say, but it's hard to pin down, if you get what I mean. Because I feel like on some level, okay, just like the conversation we were having, you said Pastor Tom mentioned about how I probably help me out, AY. You only need to be rich to a certain point, or have money or whatever to a certain point, after which addition of more money or more wealth doesn't make any difference, right? So maybe it's at that point you consider maybe someone would start having peace of mind because their needs are met and all that. But then in Nigeria too, we have this saying, big man, big trouble. You know, the wealthier you get, the richer you get, the bigger your trouble gets too. So it's all these very I guess complex things though. But yes, peace of mind. So you said, would you prioritize success, happiness, or stability? So you're prioritizing happiness, right?
Stability.
Okay, that's good to know. So I know Omotayo
So I'm
is
stable, I'm happy.
Yeah, Omotayo is prioritizing happiness.
If Okay, all right.
Yeah, thank you, Zara Empire. Yes, thank you. I see what you're doing there. Zara says the new hairstyle inspired that grammar, the perplexed and discombobulated.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
it did. It did.
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to state that I'm prioritizing stability, because if I prioritize happiness, I will not be happy. Because
Yeah, that
anytime
part,
you
yeah.
prioritize happiness during
part,
exam
yeah.
season,
That part. I mean, what
you won't be happy.
But there, what's
Trust me.
happening? I think it's like something we talked about, joy or something one time here. Joy and happiness, something related or something. Yeah, I mean, even happiness, see, when you think about it.
I'm talking happiness in terms of having fun and not doing anything that stresses your life.
Oh,
like
yeah?
studying and all these things. If you prioritize those things during exam season.
So Esther is asking you on the chat, what is success?
I think success is being able to achieve what you want to achieve without having to do a lot or having to go through
Well,
a
you
lot
have to go
achieve it.
through a lot to achieve some things.
No, but like
I see what you mean.
at that point, say right now I want to buy a car. If I can easily walk to a store and pick whatever car I want, that's some sort of success. Yeah, because I
Okay.
can get what I want whenever I want, however I want. See?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So you prioritize stability. Yes, I feel like on some level, stability is also a form of success too.
I mean,
You
if
know.
you're stable, you can be happy because you're
Well,
stable.
yeah, that part.
But if you
too.
prioritize happiness, I don't think you're going to be stable.
Yeah, that part. So
Yeah.
yes, the Nigerian Ghanaian claimed I'm back
So
to being
to the
Nigerian.
topic that we are discussing, which one are we prioritizing? Well, honestly, I think that, like Patrick said, I'm going to pick it up from there. Peace of mind is actually one thing.
But
that-
peace of mind doesn't pay the
So-
bills, though. But go ahead.
So yes, I'll get to that. The idea of when you were saying that you were saying something about the peace of mind thing. That's like I was going to pick from there. It's important that for you to live a good life, you see that peace of mind is very important,
Right.
and it means absence of things like stress, anxiety. Anxiety is like one of like the main issues that goes against peace of mind. If you're anxious, you can't have peace.
Right.
Do you get? So
Right.
not having to be anxious about something, being extra concerned about different things,
Right.
worrying,
Right.
yes,
Worries
about
yeah.
different things, right? And it doesn't necessarily mean that there are things are not going on in your life,
Right.
right? But I'll relate it to what the Bible says about being not anxious about anything.
Hallelujah.
So
Pastor.
it doesn't say that there will not be things happening.
To be anxious about, yeah.
You understand? That will warrant you being anxious, but you can still choose to have that peace of mind, even in the midst of whatever is going on.
It's not easy though. You just gotta
Yes, it's not
recognize
easy.
that,
It's
so,
not
which is
easy.
why you need God's help to be
You
able
need
to
God's
do
help,
that.
and
Yeah,
you also
'cause-
need to come to a point where you condition your mind to not be bothered about things too much.
Hallelujah.
One of the things that I think helps is shutting out the things that are fueling your anxiety. So, for example, I remember there was a time that there was a lot of news about immigration and stuff.
Yeah.
And one of the things we did was like, okay, we're not going to listen to the news anymore,
Right.
because. And guess what? Between that time and the time you decided not to listen to those news, those things were happening, but you were still fine, right?
Wow.
Not knowing about the details of what was going on kind of
Right.
helped, because
Right.
now I'm not going to be worried about whatever you. And there's something I heard where someone said that most of the things that you're scared about or you're worried about will not happen. At least a
Yeah.
good number of them will not eventually happen.
Right.
Like most of the things that you're really, really scared about in life will
And
most
then
likely not happen.
Life doesn't happen the way we have it in the
Do you
head,
get?
see,
So
but yeah.
at the end of the day, you realize that you're worrying over things that will probably not even happen at the end of it. There was a time that this guy was worried about something, and I was like, "Guy, why are you stressing yourself? This thing will come and go." Guess what? It came
and
and
went.
it was gone. And now
And there
he's
was
here.
a
He's
time you were
fine.
worried.
He's
He has a
brandishing
new hair. Yeah.
Okay.
Those spicy
all
internet.
right.
Please, what's this called? What's this hairstyle
Oh
called?
my God. it's
No, for real
So,
talk. What's it called?
So it's actually twists, and then it's just style different. So the actual hairstyle is twists, but these are barrel twists.
Barrel twist.
Yes.
So in case the hairstyle, yeah, we'll get to the charts. It's amazing. It's going down in the charts. But we gotta go on a quick break now. This is still Awesome Radio, and this is Stupid Perspectives. When we get back from the break, we'll get to the charts. Amazing conversation. Boom.
The hospital discharge papers are signed, the ride home is arranged, but once your loved one walks through that door, a new question begins. Are we really ready for this? Recovery doesn't happen in a hospital bed. It happens at home, in the moments no one prepares you for. Getting in and out of bed, remembering medications, preparing meals, staying safe, every single day. At Adaptive Vital Care Solutions, we provide compassionate, non-medical, in-home care that supports recovery after discharge. We work alongside your care team, help reduce stress, prevent setbacks, and give families the confidence that their loved one is supported. Because going home shouldn't mean going without help. Reach out to Adaptive Vital Care Solutions today for your free consultation. 252-762-1633. Again, that's 252-762-1633. Or visit adaptivevitalcare.com. Adaptive Vital Care Solutions, care that adapts to life wherever you are.
Yes, welcome back, welcome back. This is Awesome Radio Network, and this is Pitt Perspectives, the show where we share stories, celebrate culture, and inspire community. Yes, today we've been talking about the good life, what truly defines a good life. Yes, and we're having it's going down in the charts. Abide and pray always. Oh, I like that name. Emmanuel from the Abba Storytelling Hangout. Shout out. We see you, Emmanuel. Esther Olamma Shedrack says, with your definition of success, I think that's you, Gen Z. With your definition of success, happiness and peace of mind are part of success. Agreed, guys?
Yeah.
Yes, agreed. Yes, Uchendu Njonye says, a good life to me is alignment when what I do daily matches what I truly value. Everything else is noise. That's amazing. That sounds like AY too. Sounds like something AY would say. Yes, great stuff. Uchendu Njonye. Opas Feda says, interesting how what we call success is often inherited, not chosen. This conversation is needed. Yes, Opas Feathers, can you unpack that a little? I'd be curious to know what you mean with saying how what we call success is often inherited, not chosen. This conversation is needed. Yes, it's surely needed. That's why we're having it, bro. Yes, Zara's Empire says a good life is being able to sleep at night, knowing you're living on your own terms, which is great too. But I'll still understand. I concede that sometimes that's a luxury too, because if you're struggling to make ends meet or something, sometimes, it's not easy to live life on your own terms. But yes, I agree. AI Healthy Eating says, can you really separate success from happiness, or are they supposed to work together? That's interesting. There are people who are successful, but they are not necessarily happy.
How
right?
do you know?
People are miserable though. You see in the way they show. Haven't you ever seen someone do something and you can tell that this is coming from a place of sadness? When people say, for instance, throw tantrums, over the slightest thing, whether it's with, being on the line in a gas station or something, and you see them going off, just for the slightest inconvenience or something, Yes. Can you really separate success from happiness, or are they supposed to work? Yeah, they work together some. About Storytelling Hangout says, I choose fulfillment first. Everything else can be built from there. That's all different perspectives too. But I'll tell you guys though, just bringing it back. Someone is saying, leave Patrick and his hair alone now. No, I'm not going to leave Patrick and his hair alone. But yes, something I was going to say about how for a lot of people, right, wealth is unequally distributed around the world, right? Yeah. Now, even here, a lot of people are struggling to get by, with the whole thing in the Strait of Hormuz and all that. There is gas prices are high. Yeah, maybe people elsewhere wouldn't realize it, but we are feeling the effects of gas prices here too, not just in Nigeria, right? So for a lot of people who are having to cut down on certain things, that's pressure. And you know for sure that a good number of people, let me even say Americans or people in America, live paycheck to paycheck. Some people work multiple jobs. That's a ton of stress. So for a lot of people, they are just living to work. And it's difficult sometimes to find, some of these things like going to bed, with peace of mind, or, not having to worry about stuff because you have bills and all that. So I guess I'm trying to just bring that to the fore, that sometimes just the stress of struggling to get by can suck out from that fulfillment or that happiness. Anyways, but go ahead.
Uchendu Njoye said, achievements without meaning is just noise with applause. And yes, so I'm going to just pick it up from there. So we are not trying to say that, and that was what I started with.
Right.
We're not trying to say that a good life means everything is going to be 100% like perfect, like no problems. You have everything you want and everything you need, right? What I'm saying is, saying somebody is living a good life is like, and I'll borrow from some of the things that Uchendu said, is living a life of meaning, a life with purpose. So
that's part of being a good life.
Yes, it means that you are able to identify what is important to you to do, especially in terms of making a lasting impact in this world, and then you are able to fulfill those things, and you have enough to be able to execute those things, because there are times that you have ideas, you have things that you want to do,
the problem is.
and you don't have the means to be able to execute those things. So it means you know what you're supposed to be doing, you've identified it, you have mapped it out, and you have the means to be able to achieve those things without losing yourself in the process. And at the same time, prioritizing that peace of mind. In the midst of doing all of that, there will be issues. There are times that you want to do stuff, maybe, for example, so let me give you a very basic example. You have an event to feed maybe some people, and just to help, to show helping hands and share things to them. And on the day of the event, something happens that it wasn't planned. That's a problem, right? That needs to be solved. But you will still be living a good life if that whatever happens, say for example, maybe it's raining very heavily. That thing doesn't get in the way of, one, you achieving what you still want to achieve, and two, you are not losing your peace in the process. So because there are times, and there are things that will happen to two different people, but the same thing happens to two different people, they are going to react to those two different things differently. Right? So it's important that, one, you identify what you're supposed to be doing, and you are able to achieve and carry out those things with the means that you need to achieve those things without losing yourself in the process. I think that would be a good life.
That's amazing. So while you be at it, Zara's Empire, I need to see who is this Zara's Empire. Please send a picture or something. Yes.
Zara's Empire says wealth is unequally distributed. Wow. Yeah. Let me look for where to use this line. You see why I enjoy this program. I learn new phrases and words.
Are you trolling or do you really mean
Yeah.
Well, this is not a big English, thankfully. So, but that's interesting too. So let's not even talk about fulfillment and do people focus too much on achievements instead of fulfillment? I guess what I would say, and then you guys can, come in, anyhow you want to approach it. But I feel like as humans, right, we have a need for achievements of sorts, because that's how we are social animals, sort of, in the sense of we always, think about Ubuntu, like those things. We see ourselves in relation to others. You get what I mean? Like we see ourselves, which is not good, because it can, taking too far, it becomes problematic. You start comparing yourself with others and all. But
that's not Ubuntu.
No. I'm just saying as far as how you are, because we are like the idea that you are not. No one man is an island.
You comparing yourself with other people is
that's what I'm saying.
Ubuntu,
like taking too far. There is a balance, like as it's a whole thing in it's a whole thing in even psychology and development. How you can't a kid, for instance, who grows up by themselves is not well adjusted. We have a need for community. It's inherent in us. That's the point I'm trying to make. And how, as a result of that achievement also helps, which is why, again, once kids do something, there's always opportunities to congratulate kids, to give them medals, to whatever, just to help their self-esteem. Those things help in raising kids or adults who are well adjusted. So I say all that's a roundabout way of saying that we need a certain level of achievement to be fulfilled, because sometimes people think they are mutually exclusive. If you're chasing achievements, you can't be fulfilled. But my take is that even with fulfillment, you need at least a number of, you need to feel like you're achieving something in your own life, whatever that is for you. I see your wheels turning.
No. So I was actually going to agree with you. I was just going to point out the idea of what achievement is, because it will mean different things for
definitely.
So, for example, and this example came to my mind. There's a particular presidential aspirant who
in Nigeria
who has been running for quite some time now. I don't even want to mention the person's name. Person has been running for quite some time.
Okay.
And he was asked that, okay, are you going to run again? I was like, yeah, why not? I can't leave it for... First of all, they even asked him if he was going to join the coalition that was in from. He said no. But that's not even the point. The point is, somebody asked him that you've been doing this thing for this number of years,
right?
And you have not won, and you've not been close to winning,
right?
Don't you think you should change and probably join the coalition? And
right.
It was like, he's not doing it just to win the election. He's representing a different order, and him running is him challenging the existing structure. Yes.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking to. So he's trying to tell you that even if I don't win the election, I will still be fulfilled, that I've achieved what I wanted to achieve.
Makes sense.
So for everybody, you will think him winning the election is the achievement.
Yeah.
But for him, the goal is not even necessary. I mean, he wants to win, obviously, that's why he's running. But not winning is not going to stop. It's not going to mean he has not achieved his point, because his point is, I stand for something different. You guys, whatever you are doing in the establishment, I am against it, and me running is me
that's your protest,
showing that defiance to whatever is existing.
Yes.
So for him, that's an achievement.
Right.
So it's not until you quote unquote win before you can say you've achieved. That's why I said it means different things for different people.
I agree.
Yeah.
So we have, a number of reactions in the charts. Uchendu Jojo says, I have to also say that most people are not chasing their dreams. They are chasing validation, and this social media money is increasing it all, which is interesting too. That's a whole different topic too, with the social media and chasing engagements too. James Brooks Studios says, success is loud, fulfillment is quiet. Clock it. Clock it. Yes, the Zara's Empire said the real flex is contentment. AI Healthy Eating says peace over pressure, always. I think the real flex is contentment. I second that. That's something that's really, really underrated. Opas Feathers, do people chase achievement because they want it or because society rewards it? I think it could be both, though, or some of both, and I think too, again, going back to what I was saying earlier, as humans, we need a certain level, we need to feel like we are making progress in our lives to even be fulfilled. And again, sometimes, sadly, it's always in relation to, your peers, mostly, because if you feel like you're falling way behind or whatever, it's difficult to even, make it work too. I mean, and you can take this and extrapolate it to whatever different areas, and the principle might still hold. Even if you own a church, you want to feel like you're growing as a church, again, in relation to whatever or however many other churches you know about in the world. You want to feel like you've made progress from where you were in the past to where you're going, like what we'd say, moving to the permanent site or something, so it's all of that. About storytelling hangouts, I used to prioritize money above everything. Now I just want time, freedom, and meaningful work. It's hard to do time, freedom, and meaningful work without money too.
So I think I'm going to bring in this what Pastor Tom said at this point.
Okay.
Where he said there is the basic, needs of life that needs to be catered to. and once you are able to, sufficiently just cater to those needs,
Right.
having extra the
Additional-
elasticity of that, wealth, as it were, is
Right.
zero. Like, it doesn't add much.
Right.
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 It doesn't add in terms of happiness now.
Right.
It doesn't add anything to
Right.
you. So, what I'm bringing it in here because I'm trying to second what Abra Storytelling Hangout said about prioritizing money above everything.
Right.
And you just mentioned that it's hard to do these things without having money. Now, we need to begin to see money as a tool.
Right.
Right? In the sense that, like he said, you want freedom and meaningful work.
Right.
If you have freedom and meaningful work, at least let's even start from meaningful work.
Right.
There's going to be a consequence of that meaningful work.
Right.
It's the reward for what you're doing.
Right.
And that kind of reward should be enough. And that is why sometimes our experiences sometimes shapes the way we relate with money, especially.
Yes. Yes.
A lot of
Upbringing
people,
too, yes.
relate
Yes.
to money or with money from a position of like intense, immense deprivation.
Yes.
Right?
Agree.
Because if when you do meaningful work, you are rewarded meaningfully.
Right.
Right? Then you understand that this is just a basic thing. It's reward. You work, you get paid.
Right.
But in a situation where you are working hard and you're not getting paid enough, then you begin to think that there has to be something extra to be able to
Right.
get. Do you
Right.
understand? To be able to
Right.
get by. But I say these things a lot. I'm not trying to, me, I'm not the kind of person that want to pull down, my country. But there are times that when you compare the two systems, it's disheartening, right?
Right.
You see that, for example, here in the US, at least relatively, you know that if you do meaningful work like this person is pointing out, you're going to get paid at least reasonably.
Right.
I don't want to say, at least you're going to pay it so much. No,
Right.
that's
But
not.
at
I'm not
least
paying
in
anything that
close
utopia, right?
equal measure to
something
your effort or
reasonable,
something.
right?
Right.
Because at the end of the day, the whole capitalist system too doesn't help. But like that's not even what I'm getting to. But at least
Right.
basic stuff need will be catered to, and the moment you're able to cater to those basic needs, then you can begin to talk about happiness, peace
Right.
of mind,
All of
and all
those
those other
other-
things.
yep.
You except if you are greedy, you
Which
won't
is a
have
real thing
Do you
too.
understand? You
Right.
won't have problems with having those basic things met and just living a decent life. Right. And then begin to think about, okay, what are the other things I want to do in terms of achievement,
Right.
purpose, what are the people I want to help, and then you keep working towards it. But the reason why some of this kind of conversation won't make sense to someone living in a system where even with all of you working hard, you still don't get paid enough.
Right.
Is because that system exists. That system that doesn't reward hard labor. That is this system that does not see dignity in labor.
Right.
That is why people, have that kind of feeling.
Right.
Okay, you're pointing to something in the
let's
comment.
get to the comments too. It's, I think Neto says yes, the peers, we can't take that away. Yes, go ahead. About storytelling hangout. You can.
It also our storytelling hangout says, is fulfillment something you find or something you create? And then Blessing says, success amplifies opportunities, not happiness by itself.
So yes, is fulfillment something you find or something you create?
At the end of the day,
There's
well, at the end of the day, if you are fulfilled, then fulfillment is something you found.
What's that?
At the end of the day, it is gonna end.
What's God? Why are you speaking like a South African politician? That's something a South African politician would say.
I don't think so. What I'm saying-
Ramaphosa.
Okay. What I'm saying is, we all aspire to do something.
Okay.
And as Victor said, if you extrapolate, I don't know why I used that phrase. You could have used any other word.
Okay. What other word?
But you could have used, if you take it in instance of, or if you, point in a different light. You could have said so many different things.
Extrapolate is a very specific word, but go ahead
It's
though.
very specific in your diction too. So
This guy is on my case.
I feel like success does amplify opportunities, and I feel like opportunities is what we really want at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because,
that's
for
it.
example, the only reason why I started doing social media is just increasing my opportunities, like increasing my my tools, in life, like my
When I started doing social media because I wanted to talk to some people. I wanted some people to hear, to have sense. But now I don't have time for them. When I have that time, I'll get back. I feel
You'll
like,
say you're
like you
just
said, it's a
educate.
tool. It's a
Yeah, I
tool.
mean,
it's
it's
a means
always-
to an end.
Right.
it is.
I was actually thinking of it yesterday. Like, I probably should just start, just talking about what's like general stuff, not just my niche or.
Yeah,
because
but I mean,
you see
go
things
ahead.
happen and you're like, what is this?
You need to say something.
Yeah,
man.
you feel like you need to say something, and
Yeah.
dragging with people in the comment section might not
Right.
be enough, right? Because I
Right.
even try to shy away from like I don't want to just engage people.
Right. So AI Healthy Eating says, right now I choose stability, but long term I want purpose to lead. Yeah, I feel you. And then what's also interesting is sometimes, life is happening. I mean, we are more than 1 year into this to even begin with, for instance. So I say that because sometimes we get caught up in the grind so much that it's difficult to even, like, you're always thinking of the future. But life is going on, you are always in the future and the present, and all of that too, which is not entirely a great thing. And then when you compare that system you are talking about back home and here, and how you can be stuck in that grind for literally your entire life if God doesn't help you, back home. So it's crazy, man. It's been an amazing conversation, man. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Shout out to everyone.
The chat was really
it was buzzing.
like,
I see.
shout
I
out to
mean,
you guys,
amazing. Yes, I love our storytelling hangout. Yes, stupid perspectives. When we get back from the break, we get into the final lap and get you our community events upcoming. Don't touch that. Boom.
Thank you for listening to the Awesome Radio Network. Visit us online, awesomeradionetwork.org. Choose the station you would like to listen to on the radio dial or online. Awesome Radio.
Yes, welcome back. This is Awesome Radio Network, and this is
Yes.
Pitt Perspectives.
On Awesome Radio. Yes.
Yes.
I want to read Zara's Empire's comment. Extrapolate. Come on. Yes. Come on, Victor. Come on. Eh? Give us more words. I feel like now we need to come to this show just to learn words from Victor.
Guy, I don't even know what to tell you. See, Zara Senpai, I need to find out the person behind this comment.
The keyboard, yeah.
Yes, I need to really find out. Let me know who that person is. I have something for them. Yeah. yes, it's been an amazing time, man. Thank you all too so much for joining us. Next week, we'll actually have a guest, someone really big, someone I admire a lot. So I encourage you all to also, engage and make them feel welcomed and, hear some of your perspectives too. Yes, moving on to our community events. Yes, hopefully we can snag another sponsor that would sponsor, present our upcoming community events, Yes, what do we have?
Yeah, we have Super Family Game Day today.
Yes.
Today,
Yes.
11 a.m. to 3 p.m. A family-friendly event with games and activities
Yes.
for all ages.
Yes, the Greenville Museum of Art Super Family Game
Yeah.
Days today. It's exciting. We had a guest, from the museum here a couple
last
weeks ago. Yes,
Was it
I
okay.
think 2 or 3 weeks ago.
true.
Get your tickets at gmoa.org. We also have GMO Arcade. Tonight it's the game day for adults in the evening. It's a fun night of games, socializing, and entertainment. Tickets include drinks, games, and more. It's from 6 to 9 p.m. Yes. What else do we have, guys?
And for those coming to, I'm going to say this real quick, but for those coming to the GMA, the game night, Patrick is going to be John Cena. And so,
Who's Patrick?
comedy showcase at the Holistic Co. 501 Evans Street, Greenville. That is today from 9 to 11, hosted by Will Norris with the headliner Jalen Montanez. Come out for a great night of laughs.
Yes. So, yes, that's, all the community events coming up. Yes,
that's
we had
free?
someone.
Victor will be there live.
Yes, it
Come and
is.
watch Victor
Where?
at the
Greenville
game
yeah.
day events.
Well,
If
that
you, want,
part
if you want
too.
to see Victor, come on.
I
Victor
have
will be
it's a
performing
full
live.
day. You remember,
Yes.
Greenville United is also
And then Manchester
having their
United
free-
too is beating
they are
Chelsea
free
today.
the open tryouts today. St. James United have Spring
Everybody
Fling
United.
Spring Fling today. I'm
There's a lot
emceeing-
going
Yeah,
on.
I'm emceeing
Yeah.
a birthday at the convention center. What else? So it's a full day. It's a full
Yeah,
day.
it is.
Yeah, Zara's Empire says, at what point do we stop chasing more and start appreciating enough?
I think that's where contentment comes in.
Yeah, but I feel like
Okay. go
we
ahead.
can. It's. I think for me, it's about appreciating what we have, and not
Contentment,
right. And then still, I don't think we can stop chasing more. Really.
Yes. So.
But
it
that's
is-
just
it
me,
is. There is a difference. Let me say the difference. The idea is that in chasing more, there is purposeful chasing. I don't know
Okay.
if that's a thing. but like,
Hallelujah.
the idea is, why do you want more? Right? If the reason why you want, okay, if I ask you now, sir, how rich do you want to be? So, like, if I say give it a figure, I'm not asking you to do that.
Right.
I'm sure you probably come on in terms of net worth, you probably be
Right.
calling some billions. And I ask you, for what?
Okay.
That's where we will know if what you are chasing is, you are chasing it, like this person said, just chasing it or appreciating it enough. Like, if it's purposeful, if you want to be a billionaire in dollars, for example, why? To what end? Is it to just buy the latest cars and houses?
But
and
then
just,
you also have to understand that sometimes some people's purpose might not make sense to us. Yeah, like people have different goals.
I'm so
But I get
so
what you mean.
it becomes mundane. It becomes no,
Clock it.
wait.
Clock
No,
it,
I'm
boy,
not trying
yeah.
to. It becomes,
Mundane, yeah.
that's the word. Like
Yeah.
when what you are chasing is
Zara, did you hear that?
It's not.
It's
It's not.
futile, yeah.
Do you understand? It's not purposeful. So, for example, if that your purpose that you are talking
Everything
about,
that you're chasing is vanity.
it becomes vanity
Yes.
when
Even if you are not chasing it, everything is vanity. But
so at the end of the day, I'm just maybe giving examples will
Right,
help.
right.
And I was saying that time, like, for example, you want to become a billionaire because you want to buy
Pepper them.
the latest cars
Right.
and then match your outfits with the cars every day,
Right, right.
or ride a car per day.
Right.
There are people that have those kind of
Right.
mindsets, but to what end? Right? But at the same time, there's somebody who wants to be very wealthy because they want to use that wealth to help others, for example.
Yeah.
Not just
You're talking about
and
Victor.
saying I want to help others is very vague.
Right.
Like, what is the structure? What is the plan? Is it through an NGO? Is it through there are people who fund research, for example.
Right,
All these
right.
fellowships, all these things,
Big
they are being, do you understand? They are being
Right.
funded by people.
Right.
And those are people that are using wealth for
Good, yeah.
for the greater good. Yeah.
Right.
So it's not about just saying, oh, I want to have this, I want to have more. More for what? If you've gone beyond, like we said at the beginning before the show, like,
Right.
if you've gone beyond the basics,
Right.
like you have enough to take care of yourself, your
Right.
family,
Right.
live a decent life, you're earning decently, you can afford to buy what will sustain you. And I'm not even saying at paycheck to paycheck level, like sustainability level, right? Once you are able to get across above that level, like what Pastor Tom said, then whatever you are adding extra to has to be purposeful. Let me just stop there because of time.
Yes. We see you, Chen and Joni. I've enjoyed this session. Thank you guys for anchoring this the way you do. Thank you guys too for staying engaged and for keeping us engaged and all. It's been amazing time too. Maybe the new hair Patrick made that's made it very, very exciting too.
I mean,
so maybe we'll have to have him make new hair.
Victor has a
every
new
week.
hair too.
yes, he does.
What's a new hair?
What's the new hairstyle?
He had a new haircut.
Yes. How's your haircut?
This is awesome radio. This is Spin Perspectives. We'll see you
Your-
next
your-
week.
your-
Please don't touch that dial. Boom.